Om Shanti, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We are reading from chapter 3, the Yoga of Action. And even the title of this chapter is telling us, yes, you can be practicing yoga through action. There is more to yoga than sitting still. So, the Yoga of Action. We were reading verse 26 from chapter 3. Let no wise man unsettle the mind of ignorant people who are attached to action. He should engage them in all actions himself, fulfilling them with devotion. And we mentioned in the previous talk that this is a reference to the teacher and the student. To the teacher, how he should teach, and to the student, how he should take the teachings. So, not to put premature ideas in the mind of people so that they will not become lethargic. And in the previous talk, we were discussing from the yoga perspective of a realized person talking to a person who is still steeped in ignorance. And again, people don't like the word ignorant sometimes because it relates to us with academic achievements. It's not at all the situation. Spiritual ignorance means that we did not realize the self. We did not yet realize the true nature of ourself, of reality. We can be a genius in the world, but spiritually, this is what it means. But we can also think about this verse in another way, just to make it a little bit more vivid for us. As we go through life, as we age, as we gain more experience, as we mature, we start seeing things a little bit different. A little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, until we see things a lot different. So the perspective of a 70-year-old person is very different from the perspective of a 10-year-old, no matter how wise the 10-year-old is. The 10-year-old can be a complete genius, but some perspective is missing there. So when we are children, we are chasing things that we think will bring us happiness. Now imagine that there is a child and the child wants the toy, and the mother, she sees her crying child and she sits him down and she tells him, my beloved son, you know, there is no happiness in toys. No toy can ever make you happy. You have to understand it. There is absolutely no happiness in toys. No toy can ever make you happy. Never. What will happen to the child? He will start crying. And what will he do without his toys before he knows anything else? All he knows is how to play with the toys. Now you told him the toys are useless. What will he do with himself? Will get depressed. Then, you know, we chase grades in school, we chase academic degrees, and we think it is all that there is. We chase this, we chase that, and you know, the 70-year-old person who already seen a few things looks at the 20 to 30-year-old person and is saying, it is so beautiful. But imagine that this 70-year-old person would take this, let's say, 20, 25-year-old person who's about to start his career, and is very enthusiastic, and he's putting a lot of effort in school, and he's very energetic and very inspired, and he will sit him down and he'll tell him, my beloved grandchild, you know, it's very nice that you are chasing all those degrees, but you know, for my age, having retired, I can tell you, you are just getting yourself into a rat race. You know, like rats are running in this little trap that they can't come out of. So this is what you're getting yourself into, and why would you be doing this to yourself? You know, from my experience, I can tell you, there are so many things in life. Maybe you can have a better balance. You know, spend more time doing this, doing that. School is not everything, career is not everything. One day, like me, you will retire and you'll have a different perspective. So maybe, you know, you shouldn't be getting so enthusiastic about it. This will not bring you the real happiness in life. And let's say that this student who was just a minute ago so inspired would accept and would just drop school. Get lethargic. Would that do him any good? No. Will he understand by that what the grandfather was trying to say? No. So you see, even when we look at ourselves, we know there is a way to educate people. So the child is playing with toys, but we can direct him into what games are beneficial and what games are less beneficial. We should show him the way to play in a way that, you know, like those educational games that we have, what it is, fulfilling them with devotions. Okay, you want toys, here you have toys, very good, but let us make it a little bit educational, yeah? So like this, we encourage the person to do whatever makes them inspire, whatever brings out the best in them, and on the way, we guide them how to do it so that as they're doing it, they will grow spiritually and will get closer to the essence and to what they really want, which is happiness. So this is the task of the wise man, and it is very, very, very difficult because he knows that the toys are useless, but he cannot say it. He needs to put it in such a way to keep the child inspired and still growing. This is the works of the teacher. So, another perspective. And Lord Krishna continues to explain to us about action and inaction in the next verses, which we will discuss in the next videos. Please join us. Om Shanti.